Hello everyone, I'm Rob Huey with NBT Systems. Today we are just rolling with the demo. I'm going to demonstrate the power of Island, the enterprise browser platform. I'm going to demonstrate how Island plays into CMMC compliance and how we contain CUI within the boundary. So keep in mind, this can be applied to other things, other regulatory or compliance frameworks such as HIPAA or PCI. But today we're touching the surface with CMMC. So let's get to it. So I've got this fictitious document with some COI markings. I'm going to demonstrate a couple things, right? Trying to move data out of this document into somewhere else where it's not authorized. So I've configured Island to say if I'm in Google Docs, I can work within Docs and Google Presentation. Anything outside of that, it's going to prevent me from pasting into. I've also said put policies in for Island to say, hey, recognize these patterns, these CUI markings, recognize the name Meadowlark. This is a fictitious program name. Anything that I try to copy or some sort of patterns in there, any type of specifications that I try to copy out of there, block it from being copied. So let's try this first. We're gonna just copy this here, right? Just something simple here. I'm going to try to copy it into Google Presentations, and it's going to allow me to do it. So I'm going to go back here in Google Docs. I'm going to copy it again, and I'm just going to go to Google and punch it in there. So it's going to say it is blocked. So it's going to prevent me from pasting it in there. So let's say you have some technical specs here that I want to copy. So I'm going to copy that here. And I'm going to go to, say, HubSpot. So HubSpot is not typically authorized for CUI because it doesn't have FedRAMP or some sort of controls in there for that. But if you're using it, you certainly don't want that data onto a system like this. HubSpot is certainly a great tool for CRM, but in these cases, with the type of data that we're trying to handle, it's not suitable for it, right? So I'm just going to punch in here is, let's say, the deal name. I'm just going to try to paste it in there, just do that. It's going to block it, right? So even if I go here and say, hey, going to try to use the Meadowlark and try to paste that in there, it's going to block it also. So we just saw that we're preventing any data from leaving this here, Google Docs, and sensitive data from leaving Google Docs into an unauthorized area such as Google or such as HubSpot, right? So now, what if I try to print this document, right? So if I working from a system there and I want to print to something safe for at home, I'm going to try to print it and it's going to be disabled. So I can also put policies in to allow it to target specific printers, right? Only allow me to print to a HP printer at the office per se, and not allow me to print at home where it's just sitting out there and open, where any family member or whoever's visiting can view that document. So let's also try to save the file. I'm just going to try to export as a PDF. And what's it going to do is it's going to scan it for sensitive information. So all this, since it contains all these markings and all these fictitious uh, keywords or program names and specifications, it's going to block it there. So not allow me to export it or save it. So really containing that information there, not allowing any information from getting out or going or leaving the boundary that I've created. So the boundary I've created is the Island browser, Google Docs. I can fine tune Google Docs and into um, Google Presentation also. So another thing, if there are situations where you absolutely do not want someone to be able to share their screen or do some screen capturing, we can also fine tune that also. So I've programmed, as you can see Google Docs is fine. You can see my Google screen. You can see my Google presentation screen. But if I go to Sheets here, you're going to see immediately that it's going to be blocked. So even though I'm not showing anything on there, I can say, hey, certain applications do not allow anything to be shared, right? So one more thing I want to show you is also if I were to copy anything here, let's say I grab this, I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to try to paste it out. So again, I'm going to prevent that. That's going to be prevented from pasting out also. So I've got Notepad here. I'm going to attempt to copy, and then I copy that, and I'm attempt to paste it in here, and it's going to get me not allowed. So again, very powerful, containing all that information there between um, within the island boundary. Again, very powerful. I can move things into the boundary, but I can prevent things from leaving the boundary. So very powerful here. Thinking about all the thing, if you want to contain all your information there, contain it within your the cloud, the collaboration tools you're working with, the island browser never leave. So if you were to implement a BYOD program, unmanaged device program, allow third-party or contractor access, you can really lock this down with island browser policies, DLP, controls to prevent data from leaving this environment and going onto unmanaged devices. Another thing I want to show you also, let's say you're working with, you want to use AI, right? You want to use Gemini. Um, since this is part of the boundary for docs.google.com, it's going to allow you to utilize Gemini. So we're going to say improve this paragraph, and let's see what happens. So it's going to allow you to paste everything in there, even though it contain the CUI markings and it contain the program name that we put in there. It allows us to do that. So if I were to say, hey, you know what, I feel like using Claude. I'm going to try to go into Claude and paste it in there. And what's it going to do? It's going to block it because we are not allowing Claude to be part of that context. Sure, you can just start typing away in there, but in terms of kind of copying, pasting information back and forth between the app, we can prevent that from doing so. In another demo where we talked about AI governance, we can dive deeper in that, where I can show you, where I showed you that we can prevent you from even using other AI tools besides the one you've authorized also. And the last thing I want to show you is auditing. Auditing in Island is great. It shows you exactly everything that's happening. So earlier when I tried to download the file, it blocks it, it logged it, tell me who did it, what happened, the action, and what application they were using. And then from a last mile standpoint, it's going to show you everything that we tried to do, the copying, the pasting, everything that where it's blocked and where it's allowed, it's able to do that. So you can see that when I tried to use HubSpot, it's blocked there. I tried to print, it's blocked there. So all kinds of actions that are happening, everything is audited. You can track down who's doing what and what the actions they're doing at every level. 3, 2, 1. So if you're struggling with CMMC compliance, the November deadline date is coming fast. Island Browser contains capabilities to contain that CUI boundary to accelerate your compliance efforts. So if you're interested in a free trial, contact me, Rob at nbtsystems.ai. Scan the QR code to book an appointment. If you like this video, like and subscribe to my channel at NBT Cyber. Thank you for your time. Stay tuned for more videos like this and more demos involving cybersecurity tools and how it helps and accelerates with compliance.